10 times the Pawn Stars almost went bankrupt. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button. You never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Film Discover. The guys at Pawn Stars seem to know it all at their world famous gold and silver pawn shop on the Las Vegas Strip. From muskets to coins to autographs to automobiles, the team has the cash and charisma to woo shop customers and TV audiences from around the world. But there are some incidents in which Pawn Stars have to pay hefty losses. Here's some times when Pawn Stars almost went bankrupt. Number 1, the loss of $20,000. Chumley indeed was one of the most lovable characters on the show, but he troubled the company every now and then. According to the Huffington Post, once Chumley broke a very old and expensive base that was worth $20,000. Chumley is somewhat naturally able to make the audience laugh, which has also made him millions, even if he does serious damage while working at the pawn shop. What actually happened was that he leaned the base against the shelf and walked away, and the base fell and shattered into bits. He pawned it for $700, and the wounding up took away $20 grand. Chumley thinks he is not the most responsible guy for the pawn shop, and due to his devotion to the show, this is somehow the biggest reason that he is quitting the show. Number 2, diamonds robbery. In a History Channel segment in 2010, Rick Harrison discussed the time he was cheated by a girl's best friend. A man in a sharp suit was looking to pawn a pair of diamond earrings. Harrison asked all the right questions, the seller gave all the right answers, and even had a receipt. Harrison forked over $40,000. 3 days later, the police showed up. The jewelry was stolen. The victim got her diamonds back and the criminal paid the price, but Harrison was out his 40 grand. That was the biggest bust I ever had in the pawn shop, he said. Number 3, 1966 Imperial Crown convertible. If you ask most people under a certain age these days what cars Imperial has made, they'll look at you blankly. The Imperial Crown was originally the name of a Chrysler model, but it became its own brand in 1955. This stunning car was a huge success. We're not sure how much the car cost a gold and silver pawn shop at the outset, but apparently it took the old man a full 15 years to convince the seller to sell it to him. That's already a loss since it went to the old man and not the shop. But then there were $10,000 in damages done to the car after its engine went kaput one day, which puts the shop in the hole even more. Number 4, 2014 Ford Mustang Hertz Penske GT. One of the most expensive car purchases on Pawn Stars came from this limited edition 2014 Ford Mustang Hertz Penske GT, of which only 150 were ever made. It came when Hertz Rent-A-Racer program, which was a partnership with Roger Penske. This was also one of the first 10 built with a 6-speed manual transmission and had never been rented, so it was in pristine condition. The seller asked for $85,000 and got $60,000, which it turned out was way too much. Despite its rarity, Rick had problems selling it for a long time, and many fans believe he overspent on this one. Number 5, cubic zirconias. The late great Richard the Old Man Harrison said that fake diamonds have swindled him the most. When cubic zirconia, a synthetic diamond doppelganger, first hit the market in the late 70s and early 80s, many pawn shops were duped. Nobody knew about them, and they were tested as diamonds, said Harrison in a History Channel segment in 2010. Everybody in the industry bought a bunch of them. He said he wasted nearly $30,000.
Nobody knew about them, and they tested as diamonds. I lost close to $25,000–30,000 on that.
Number 6, the Jimi Hendrix experience. A lot of customers stroll into the pawn shop toting guitars, but when a long-haired seller claimed to own one of Jimi Hendrix's electrics, Rick Harrison got all fanboys behind the counter. If this was actually owned and played by the legend himself, this will be the coolest guitar ever to walk into my shop, he said in a 2014 episode. Harrison brought in a local expert, Jesse Amoroso of Cowtown Guitars, to examine the item. Amoroso confirmed the 63 Olympic white Fender Stratocaster was, in fact, played by Hendrix. It had the telltale scuff marks of the rough riffing left-hander, as well as historic photos, documents, and a serial number. Amoroso estimated it was worth $1 million at auction. Harrison put up $450,000. The seller wanted $750,000. As he turned to leave, Harrison jumped to $600,000, but those boots kept walking. Number 7, Rolex scam. Though Corey Harrison grew up in the pawn shop, he had to learn some business lessons the hard way. When I first started working the night shift, I didn't have that much experience here, and being the typical 18-year-old kid, I thought I knew everything, the Big Hoss said in a 2010 segment on the History Channel. It must have got around the town pretty quick because I bought 6 fake Rolexes in 1 week. His foolhardy ways cost him $4,000 and really ticked off his family. Number 8, the shoeless Joe Jackson autograph. In the season 6 episode Say It Ain't So, Rick made another ill-fated gamble without consulting his trustworthy experts, shelling out $13,000 on a book he believed might contain the authentic signature of baseball great shoeless Joe Jackson. Rick couldn't have been more excited during the appraisal, saying this is absolutely incredible, and speculating that it might be the rarest sports signature period, because Jackson was illiterate. But despite the seller's questionable certificate of authenticity and Rick's own reservations, as he admitted, of all the sports signatures in the world, this is the one most faked. He bought it anyway. After hearing from Rebecca, his book expert, that the signature was likely a fake, Rick then sent it out to another authenticator who reiterated the bad news. Not only was it a forgery, it was a laughably bad one. Number 9, Rick's 100,000 loss at the auction. If the world famous gold and silver pawn shop can't retail an item, they always have the option of still turning a profit by sending it to the auction. That's what Rick tried to do with several big ticket items, including a 1940s Indian motorcycle with a sidecar and a Vic Flick owned and played Fender Stratocaster, which he put on the block at Julian's Auctions in Los Angeles, according to the Indie Channel. Unfortunately, he took a hit for $29,000 on the motorcycle and $35,000 on the guitar. Ouch. He must not have done well with some other items either, because he reported his total loss at around $100,000. Number 10, 1987 Jaguar XJ6 Series 2. At first glance, this seems like a terrific buy for the Pawn Stars crew. The 1987 Jaguar XJX is a pretty good looking car in that classic Jaguar sense. It had 113,000 miles on it when it was brought into the shop, and the owner wanted $5,000 for it. Rick offered $2,200, then $2,500, and that was a selling price. Good work. Then he brought it to Danny Coker of Count's Customs and threw another $3,500 into new chrome wheels, a fix-up, and a new 2-colored paint job with a pinstripe on the hood. So they only sunk $6,000 into this one and could have sold it for more. But the big loss came when Rick turned around and gave it to the old man.
I'm gonna drive the damn car home. See you later, Rick.
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. 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 I'll see you in the next video.